always knew there was room, but now I follow limbs falling off and everything. Gee, how do you compete with that? So it comes to mind, I was a thing called Demo 97, and I was introduced to show my plugins for something, and they were saying, and here's Kai showing you his power tool. It was a misprint, and I don't know, that's just the kind of room. So I followed 2 standing ovations. Let's see if we can do it again. I don't know, it's a bit tough. There are another anecdote in Japan. I think this looks sort of blinking. I'm in Japan and go on stage, and afterwards they shoot a whole TV show, and I get to watch myself on tape on the television hotel room. And the thing following me, unlike you preceding me, the thing following me was a guy with a split penis. Just the grossest thing I've ever seen. And it was right after me. So I hope this is not going to happen. What do you have after this? All right. Back to the pixels and the phosphor here. Technology, education, design. I'm supposed to show you the technology and make some pixels fly as always. I've been here, this now is my 6th year. And brought you some new toys as always. The thing I like to do is, for some of you who might know me, is to try to take very, very complicated things and put big engines underneath software and do really complex engines and then surround them with a layer of simplicity so that little 10-year-olds will do what you guys are barely being able to do right now. And what used to be a $1 million machine a couple of years ago, we're going to bring it out there for $50. That's my claim to fame. And I'm actually happy to sort of loop together, having been here now several years, the things I did show you over the years, they're all out there. This thing called Goo, we got millions of them out there. It's been really fun. I started here with 8 people. We're now with 350. It's a NASDAQ company, you know, MCRE. Go look it up. So let me just show you what we're cooking up right now. Kill the lights, or any lights. The first thing I want to show you is sort of a missing thing that, just kill all the lights, I don't need any. Is one of the missing pieces we haven't had before, and that is to create presentations, which right now are done with fairly powerful tools. If you watch television, you see lots of things moving, a lot of, you know, commercials and in between of just coming in and complex effects. I remember when the first ADO came out and you saw moving video. Let me just show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go in here, and this is now a slideshow presentation running live on the little computer without anything special at all, doing complex effects like these. And here we go right now. Look, watch this. This is a full 3D page code in real time without anything on it for $50. And your little kids will do this at home on their little school project, and you will not know what hit you. Here's a real 3D wave glass thing. The people that are in this industry know that this used to be a $5,000 switch. Even just simple 24-bit fade transitions like that are not typically the way it goes. Here's pushing one picture away to reveal another one behind. This is just having some fun with our new logo. These kinds of transitions and effects to be done in real time. Look at this. It's a particle system exploding the picture into little tiny bees that fly away. We actually will have that with gravity and other kinds of even more complex effects. Simple transitions like this have never been available like that at a simple click. And I want to show you actually how you do that. If I stop this show one moment, here's paint running down, revealing one picture after another. You can have moving media in here and sound and so forth. But the challenge is how to take this and make it really actually kind of fun. So here's the program. At the bottom there you see the entirety of my presentation. I showed you a preview last year, and you see how this goes right now, where these are all the logos we're working with, and I can choose different sizes and move this around and say this is what I'm going to use and move them around. They have flocking behaviors and so forth. These are all my TED logos. I just drag them down here. They're part of my presentation. I can scroll around in this. And then I go to another room, and in the next room I get to really sequence what it's going to be. I can look at a logo like this and say this one should really be over here. I can preview little presentations and say put a roll in here and do that. In another room we're doing even more complex effects. If I simply try to show you what it's going to be able to be done here, if I for instance do something like this, I think there 4 a.m. That's kind of what happens to me a lot. Bring this kind of thing up in here. Now I simply type in some text and I can pick from a whole bunch of presets on what to do with this. And as you have let me just see if I can find something rather fun. This is all in total alpha still. There you go. So now I come in here and you get very complex effects without it knowing anything. all by yourself. There's somebody in the back that knows what normally it takes to do this sort of thing. And here's another one. Here's the picture, and I want to give you an editor that literally the little 10-year-old kids will go in and see what this is like on MTV. I can take a picture, move in and out and zoom around, simply rotate it around. On the back side is the next image, and then I click on the camera, and this is now my three-dimensional transition of this effect running at that speed. So here's a full DVE, and actually we took the anti-aliasing off. It comes fully anti-aliased as we go. That's a dream to be able to do. I remember literally the first MPEX machine for $1.1 million, the size of 3 refrigerators, comes with 3 refrigerators. You know, it was a long, long time ago. So to run this on a standard machine for 50 bucks is really kind of a dream for me to be able to do. And these little sorting mechanisms, by the way, this is just a little thing I throw in for free, but I say it every time I'm here. I look at the current state of our operating systems and all, and it's just an absolute joke. It's really an emperor's clothes thing going on. Our kids will laugh about the things we use. I don't know why, but people in this room, you got to make a bit more of a stink to get these things changed. I'm actually starting, in addition to Meta, a research lab to try to do more fundamental things to kind of push things a bit and really bring it out to the people as real projects. Let me jump out of here and show you something else. I'm going to do this little education design thing over here and just talk about some things. I only have 15 minutes, so I got to hurry up real quick. What should I say? Great minds think alone. Okay, you do this. I got to always hurry up. I got too much to show. Now, I showed you this thing called Bryce several times before, and I just want to show you an update what happened. I showed it 5 years ago when I found it in France, and it's not so much, I'm not here to show you any products. I'm trying to show you something here about what today can be done, where we're going to go, the challenges we had in designing something, for instance. This is about design as well. If I create an object in here and move it around and change it, what this new version now has in it, let me just put a whole bunch of them here. Okay, here's this thing. I can now move this little trackball to move around. And watch this, how I make an animation. Literally within seconds. I move the time somewhere else, and I say, make me a thing this long, go to the end of it, and I say that should be, let's say that should be over here, and that should be over here, and that should be up there, and when we go back a little bit, that should be up here, and it should actually be little tiny, and that one should be much bigger, and click there. I just designed the entirety of these things moving around, doing this, and now I want to show you what literally kids have done. On America Online, I just talked to Steve Case. I was on AOL when there was 60,000 people. It's now what, 12 million, something like that? Here's what happened. We have a news group of people on AOL talking in our forum about what to do with all of this and how to design mountains and worlds and all that. I'll quickly make you a little mountain so you can see what it's like here. And they got together online and decided to make a real project out of it. Here's actually how you make a mountain. You just simply paint into it. It rotates. And again, I got the whole time axis in here. If I go to erosion, for instance, here I'm doing erosion on this mountain and I cut a hole through it. There's now the entire mountain in real time changing as we go. Let me just turn this on real time, automatic rotation, in color. And here I'm now painting this mountain, unpainting the mountain, and at different timelines create how it goes up and down. And there it goes. This is on an itty-bitty little basic machine. It's always the same. Now hold on a second. I'm working on the standing. Oh, keep it down. No. Come on. And I don't mean a standing orgasm either. It's something else. No, run the videotape for 1 second. There's a videotape. Now imagine this. A bunch of kids, the youngest 16, did this as a real movie. It's out by the Mind's Eye on DVD. It's an hour-long thing, purely for the experience. It's out there in the racks at Tower Records, and I love how they did this. We donated a bunch of machines. Each of the kids rendered a little planet unto themselves, and it's the story of the spaceship flying through different worlds. Imagine this is basically the same aesthetic as watching NASA sending back new worlds. Watch this. This is all rendered 100% in this little itty-bitty program for a couple $100. Everything, the waterfall, all the particle systems, the plant life, the water, it's just really amazing. So people did the Mind's Eye, John Nicholas did this and put together the whole team. But the real story is, people that had nothing to do with this. They were, students and waiters and a cook by day, got together online, exchanged the files, and built this thing piece for piece. So I hold it now, but in the end, think of them. Okay, thanks for that. Switch back to the machine. I'm running out of minutes. Got to hurry up here. I know how Richard is. He's going to just cut my power off. Okay. Here's our little logo nod for Meta being sort of twisted around in space. This is the kind of stuff you can do, in 15 minutes on the side. Take a logo, rotate it, move it around, say, make me everything in between. It spits out a little movie, put it on the web, that type of deal. Another product we're playing with right now, in the last few years, I have had the pleasure of sort of being a little more successful than we probably should have been, I don't know. We ended up buying up a whole bunch of other companies. Last year we bought 4 other companies, and one of the things we got was a program called Poser with Painter and Detail and others, and it makes the human form. It makes dancers and animation and so forth. And again, just think of what it's like that this is today able to be played with literally by children. This is now making the human form like this, including the naughty bits. We don't charge extra for those. But you could take this and exchange it for the skeleton, for a simple, for a shaded version, for female, male, child, animals. And what we have here also now is the behavior is separate from the object itself. So we are supplying motion captured trails and paths that you can link to whatever object it is. And you can create forms. In fact, all the magazines you look through Wired right now, there's 6 pieces in Wired right now, advertising's done with humans, all done in this little program. And this is what it ends up in the end. Watch this. This is now rendered live on a little tiny Pentium. Now this takes about 4 minutes to generate the frames, but that is the motion path, and I can take it separately, copy this behavior, and paste it on a little dog, or paste it on, ultimately, your own images, your own geometry. You remember last year I was here with the Russian stuff? We scanned all you guys in, including Jim Fowler and the llama. We have him in 3D and the llama. We're going to do something with that special. I'm not quite ready to tell you, but we have something pretty major happening with that technology. Over in the other hotel, Suite 209, we got an NDA thing if you want to see something. I just so wish I could, but I can't quite tell you all about it. Running a little quicker here. Hold on a second. Let me show you the last thing real quick. Actually, I got some... Now this is one I want to show you simply as an update of where we ended up today with the technology. Oh, this didn't quite turn out right. Oops, where's my, this didn't work. If Chris is around, Chris, can you quickly come up here and do turbulence? I'll jump over here. I have my helpers who do that. Just get that thing running again. Don't you want to have his job? That's a job to have. No, the thing with RTG actually was really fun. When we scanned you all in, there was something magical about that. Who here did that? Most of you guys did that last year. I'd like to get that data stuff to you, and the way we're going to do it is also kind of special. So watch us. If you're especially interested in that, go find us over there. It's kind of a special thing. I want to do a couple more thank yous here. One is to Richard. When I was here last year, I had just sort of separated from my previous partner. You saw me with my 3 children. It was very amicable. I still see them pretty much every day. But I actually ran into my new partner in love and crime right here at TED. Thank you very much. The guy is a benchmaker. He didn't know it. Savannah is sitting up there, Savannah Brentnall. She started one of the Idea Lab companies, Intranetics, and we met right here at the luncheon she gave, and so this is a better show than you even thought. We had one hell of a great year. We traveled all over Europe and did the big Venice costume ball by Paul Allen. It was unbelievable. Let me see if I have to get the big stuff. Ken, you got us back alive? You're going to do a whole reboot? Yeah. So we're demonstrating how this is done. Even to us professionals, this happens all the time. All right, I'm working hard for my standing O here. I want to have this real bad. You better get this running. The pressure.
No, I can't take it.
The pressure on him. It looks good. It looks better. What is that? Let's see if it works blind. It should work blind. Oh man, it doesn't work blind. Yeah, it does work blind. Hold on. There we go. Okay. It worked blind. Without interface. The best interface sometimes is invisible. Actually, the best interface is the off button. But I just wanted to give you one update of something I showed you before of where these machines have gone to. When you now go to Circuit City, What you get for your 2,000 bucks or for 1,200 is unbelievable. I used to have an audience in the early days in '82. The CGA card hadn't been invented yet. I had 20,000 people who bought all the special hardware who could run my stuff. In those days, I designed 3D charting. I did the charting in 3 that became Persuasion and Quattro and Corel Chart. That was my first company. And nobody knew who I was. It didn't say Kai's Power Corel Chart. It just, they pretended that they did themselves. But in those days, my point is the audience was about this big. Today, everybody, your grandmother will have a digital camera, has digital data that she wants to edit and play with. And the power of these machines is just incredible. And I just wanted to do one last little thing to show you visibly what that is. This is a picture of TED8 and a logo. And I will now go in and just simply wiggle this thing. Watch this. This is a dream come true to do that in real time. There's nothing frame animation. I'm painting right inside this. Life is good. Technology is wonderful. Thank you, Richard. Bye-bye.